It's raining, it's pouring, and it's day 3 of our island walk. We're just going to walk for about half a mile and go to a cafe, because apparently the rain is due to stop in about 2 or 3 hours. So we're going to hang out in the cafe for a little bit and then continue our walk to Portrush. It really is pouring here, lots of puddles. So here we are at the old Bushmills Distillery, which apparently, as it says in 1608, got the original grant to distill from the king. Here is Tess. She's a little bit sad. She doesn't really want to be walking today because it's wet and she's tired, but we really must go on. Good girl. In the car park over there, you can see a strange copper-shaped igloo-y thing. That is a copper still. I imagine one of the old ones, and now it's some kind of visitor attraction that you can see from the outside. So we're walking down the very wet and empty streets of Bushmills. The sounds of the puddles and the cars splashing are very much evident here. There's lots of lovely buildings, and so it's goodbye to Bushmills and hello to Portrush. We waited for 3 hours in a lovely cafe, and we managed to wait for the sun as well. So we're walking back along the Heritage Railway that goes from Bushmills to the Giant's Causeway. We walked along here yesterday on our way into Bushmills, and we're heading back along it only for maybe another 5 minutes before we peel off in the direction of Portrush. Here we go along this train line. Tess is happy to be off the lead. This morning she was actually refusing to walk and sat down in the middle of the street, but fortunately the 2 or 3 hours rest was all she needed to kind of get back her sense of vigour. This is Port Ballantrae. Lovely little cove here. Here we are on the main road to Dunluce Castle. You can see quite a few abandoned buildings, and it's really quite quiet and peaceful, even though it is an A road. So I just met a really nice couple of hikers from the Netherlands, Mara and Noel, and they're on their way to Belfast by the Giant's Causeway. They're actually the first backpackers I've seen so far this trip. So yeah, wishing them a safe journey, and here we head on to Portrush. Here's another great vantage point. There in the distance you can see the Skerries. They're famous for a lot of shipwrecks. If we keep going around here, you can see Dunluce Castle right in front of us, and in the far distance that is Portrush. It's a little peninsula that sticks way out, and we're going to walk along that lovely beach all the way to Portrush. In the far distance, right behind me, I'm not sure you can make it out on here, but you can see that very fine needle that we passed yesterday. By the human eye you can just about detect it. I'm not sure whether this camera is good enough or not. Let's spin you around so I'm not in the way, and you can have a look yourself. What a beautiful, beautiful lookout this is, and there is Portrush. Are they pigeons, or are they something else? They kind of look like pigeons to me. I've never seen them nest like that before. So we found our way off the road and down this little set of stairs, and it'll take us all the way to the beach. On the beach it's only a mile or two to Portrush, where we'll stop for a bite to eat before checking in on our B&B. Good girl. So these are the Skerries. I feel like you can almost reach out and touch them. And you get the feeling for why they're so dangerous. You've got this lovely little bay here, and then these rocky outcrops just above the surface of the water. On a dark winter's night, you can imagine not being able to spot them. Tess is loving the beach once again. She's really perked up from this morning. I'm very happy with how she's doing. She's trying to find a pebble to play fetch with. Tess has got some newfound energy running into and out of the water. Tonight I'll bring her back to the beach and have a good play. But for now, with my heavy backpack, I'm just going to go and check into the B&B. Well, if all the trip's going to be like this, beautiful weather, blue skies, coastal walking, it's going to be all of a wonderful trip. However, I've seen the forecast. It looks like the rain is coming in from Wednesday or Thursday. So here we are on final approach into our accommodation in Portrush. This is actually a railway line up there. You wouldn't really think it, but yes, it goes all the way to Portrush. And there's a stop here, which is where we're staying, called Dunluce. It's a single track, and so the train service isn't that frequent. And it's more of a scenic journey, I guess, than an actual commuter one.